sports.
We are the force. We are Kansas City.
The fans are hoping the rains will stay away from Kauffman Stadium so we can play Game 3 of the series between the New York Yankees and our Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler with you. The Royals have a chance to win only their second series this year. Each team with one win. Royals won on Friday. Yankees won last night. And if the Royals are to win, they will need another excellent start from young left-hander Eric Skoglund.
Yeah, the Yankees aren't just any other team. They're the best team in baseball right now. They've got everything going for them, and for the Royals to be able to pick up a series would be really big for the Royals' confidence. But Skoglund, you're right. It's all about starting pitching. If he can set the tone like he did it last time out against the Rays, it'll be tough for the Bombers. Look at that, no walks. The way he was able to mix in all three of his pitches was pretty impressive, and he was able to strike out batters too. Look, Skoglund is starting to get it going, and especially 14 pitches per inning, that's going to help save that bullpen. He's been fantastic. He needs to go ahead and take it. Don't look at the names on the back of their jerseys. Just go out and pick it up for Ned Yost.
3.86 ERA last 4 starts. Meantime, Sonny Gray, quality right-hander, has struggled this year. We'll have his story when we come back. Some popcorn, kick back, and enjoy the Yankees and Royals final game of this series. Viz and Hud back with you at Kauffman Stadium. Final game of this series. Viz and Hud back with you at Kauffman Stadium. And Sonny Gray will go, and this is one of the dynamic young pitchers in baseball, but this year, 2018, he has really struggled.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if it's overthrowing the ball or what, but command's been an issue. And talking with Larry Rothschild, his 8-year Yankee pitching coach today, he was talking about the importance of strike one and getting ahead. And you hear that a lot because that's part of the game. The pitcher wants to be able to get ahead on his own terms, execute his secondary pitches after. But those walks have been killing him. And first man on, wow, the opponent's batting average, they are just getting to him. And as a result, the confidence aren't there. And then he's not pitching long in games either. So look, this is the idea for the Royals Royals offense attack him early.
Sonny Gray goes for New York. Eric Skoglund for Kansas City. When we come back, Joel will continue our conversation on our 50th anniversary weekend tour.
Last night, what a special evening and night for the Royals, celebrating the legends from the greats like George Brett and Frank White to Damon Beltran, Dye, Otis, and so many others, reflecting on the 50 seasons of Royals baseball. And that celebration continues today. Joel Goldberg out in the Hall of Fame, where you could see right here, 1969 is where baseball began with what it says, the fiery outfielder Lou Piniella, who is here today. He was here last night. He had the first ever hit in Royals history back on April 8th, 1969. Actually went 4 for 5 that day, and we really enjoyed visiting with him on the pregame show, and much more coming up with sweet Lou Piniella. We'll join Hud and Fizz in the booth in the top of the 6th. That, Royals, Yankees, and much more coming up, including Whit Merrifield as he tries to continue his hitting streak, sitting at 12 right now. First pitch at Kauffman Stadium coming up in just a moment.
City is brought to you by Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. It's been a rainy day in KC. Hopefully the storms will pass and we'll have baseball at Kauffman Stadium. It's the Yankees and Royals. The first pitch is next. Right now 69 degrees. There is a 30% chance of rain for much of the afternoon, but there always is in the Midwest. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler, and Joel Goldberg with you. And here's a look at the Yankees batting order. Brett Gardner will lead things off, then Judge, then Giancarlo Stanton. But the hot guy in this series has been Aaron Hicks. He's 5 for 8 with a home run. Sanchez, who went 4 for 5 last night with 2 home runs, not in the starting lineup today, Hud.
Yeah, that's a nice little break for Skoglund. But I can tell you that the Yankees, their average against left-handed pitchers this year is .253. That's 9th in the American League. So look, Skoglund has a pretty good chance to, if he can execute his pitches. That's going to be important. Now his ERA is a little bit high. He'd like to get that down. But I'll tell you what, the opponent average is .258, under .260. He's doing a good job. And what's happening now is his good outings. He's been able to gain confidence with his fastball, curveball, changeup. And the curveball has been a special pitch for him because he's keeping that out of the zone. That's what you want to do. And work your fastball around. Try to establish it. Pitch inside. Knock him off the plate. Don't let him get too comfortable. Forward, around the horn, Royals defense. They've been really spectacular, the defense. They haven't erred in several games. Soler in right, Jay in center, Gordon out there in left field. Jay loves getting jumps in center field. He's been very good. Dozier at first base again now. He's getting more comfortable. Merrifield, Escobar, Moose, and Drew Butera getting the opportunity to catch today while Sal is the DH.
Our umpires today, Carlos Torres behind home plate, Ryan Blakeney at first, Sam Holbrook, the crew chief, at second base, and Jim Wolf at third base. And you're right, Hud, about the Royals defense. They have only made 1 error this entire month of May.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And you know that the record doesn't show it, but they're not playing sloppy baseball. The starting pitching is giving them some struggles at times, but you know, Skoglund hopefully can help them win the series.
Now the veteran Brett Gardner. For Eric Skoglund, it took him an inning to get comfortable in his last start. Pitched very well against Tampa Bay, but he gave up a line out to the first batter he faced. then a double to C.J. Cron, an RBI single to Duffy, then a 1-4-3 double play got him out of that first inning, and after that he really breezed. Went a career high 7 2/3 innings. The lefty will deal with the lefty. And Gardner shows bunt, takes strike one. Eric won't overpower you with his fastball. He averages between 91 and 92 miles an hour.
But very effective there. You can get hitters out if you're able to locate it. See what he can put this one. Oh,
Perfectly located.
Right on cue. See if he'll work the curveball in. That's been his out pitch.
Little tapper, fair ball, and they record the out at first base. Nice play by Drew Butera, who is boasting the pink hair today, but that is because he is a wonderful heart, and did that because a young cancer patient had challenged him, and Drew went right back and said, "Young man, if you can beat that cancer, I'll paint my hair any color you want." So they went out there, the two of them, and both dyed their hair pink.
Outstanding gesture on Butera's part.
He's become a big part of our Kansas City community. Aaron Judge has had a rough series. He's 0 for 9 with 3 strikeouts, but that potential. 52 home runs last year, 11 so far this year.
Yep, hadn't had a whole lot of production, but I had a chance to talk to him today before the game about the difference between last year's Rookie of the Year season, unanimous choice, no question. He was a phenomenal talent to watch. And this year, so far, has he noticed a difference in the way they're attacking him? And he said, you know, they all try to do the same. It was just missed 90. He said they try to get me in and go soft away. He says, but, you know, they're not perfect. Just like that pitch there, that's right over the middle of the plate. He says he waits for mistakes and he looks in his zone, not in how they're trying to pitch him. He hits his way. Marcus Thames, his hitting coach, has been a big help to him.
Gets a swing and a miss, and Eric Skoglund with his first strikeout.
Look at that, Drew Butera making a sign for inside and down. Okay, he missed up again, but still had enough hair on it to get it by him.
Royals scored first on Friday. They won. Yankees scored first last night. They won. The Yankees are 22-3 when they score first. There's Stanton, who is 3 for 9 with a home run in this series. He belted a long drive to deep left center field last night.
Okay, you can tell both Judge and Stanton, watch him. They don't even get out of the box. Why would you lose your toe hold? Comfortable.
Foul back, and Skoglund going right after them with his fastball.
Yeah, and you know what? Once he takes a swing, now he's going to regroup. He's going to regroup, get back into his stance again. Skogie, teammates call him, looking to get through this inning cleanly. Should be a boost for confidence for him.
Foul.
Look at Richard Early, ball boy down there. He's ready. He was ready for the first ball. Giving off to the fans souvenir. Outstanding.
The slow curveball is knocked to center field for a base hit.
Butera wanted it in. It stayed out over the plate, and he's able to just get a piece of it center. See where Butera, he's wanting it. That was on the outer half, and he's able to extend. Get his hands out there and just dump it in center. Sorry, lousy single's better than a solo homer.
Yeah, it really wasn't that bad a pitch.
No. Look at Reggie Willett's first base coach for the Yankees over there. First year as a coach. He's been a successful coach. Boone was talking about him, how in the minor leagues the base stealers had over a 70% success rate, so that's why he's up here.
Skoglund starts off Hicks with an off-speed pitch early in the count. Hicks has been on fire in this series. We told you 5 for 8, and he hit an inside the park home run. He has had 2 inside the park home runs already this year, and the last Yankee to do that was the great Mickey Mantle back in 1958, who had 3 inside the park home runs that season.
Impressive. He was telling me today before the game too that he was, anytime you're locked in with the great Mickey Mantle, makes you feel good about putting your uniform on, coming out, being a part of the history of the Yankees.
Came back inside with the fastball and got Hicks to back off. And Eric not afraid of coming inside. He has hit 4 batters this year. And quite often it's been on 0-2 or 1-2 counts. Hicks, a former first-round pick of the Minnesota Twins, then dealt to the New York Yankees. He struggled early in his career with the Twins, and then of course when Byron Buxton emerged onto the Minnesota sight line, well, that made Hicks available. The Yankees picked him up.
Been a solid player for him anywhere in the outfield.
To left field. Alex Gordon says he has it. He does. And Skoglund with a shutout first inning. Coming back with John Jay, Jorge Soler, and Mike Moustakas. Out the Royals starting lineup. John Jay will lead things off, then Jorge Soler. Mike Moustakas with a couple of hits in this series, and Salvador Perez looks like he's beginning to heat things up. 3 for 6 with a home run in the series, and of course Witt with that 12-game hit streak. How about Sonny Gray?
How about him? Jump on him. 288 opponent average. That means he's been flammable in the middle. He's missing a lot there. 5 home runs, 32 strikeouts, 38 innings. He's got a good fastball. When he powers up and hits the spots anywhere from 92 to 94 with a velocity. But here's his pitches. Okay, you see the usage there. Fastball not as much, so he's going to mix all of them up. But the cutter, slider, changeup, all of those are all similar in speed, and that's been one of the issues. He doesn't have a big variation in the change from his fastball to his secondary pitches, and he's missing way too much in the middle. Larry Rothschild was telling me before the game, his pitching coach. He says strike one is important, but you know, that means get ahead of the hitters, but he's fallen behind in the count already here in the first batter. Opponent's hitting 422 when he falls behind.
That's up the middle, but right to the shortstop, Torreyes, who throws out John, and one down.
Too bad that didn't hit the bag. That'd have been a base hit. Just missed it. Defensively, the Yankees, they got Judge in right field. Great arm and good range. Hicks in center can go get him. Gardner's back in left field. He's a solid player out there with a pretty good throwing arm. Austin at first base. Torreyes, Andujar, and Romine behind the plate.
Now Jorge Soler. Breaking ball in there, and that curveball might be his best pitch. He throws it 23% of the time.
Yep. And you know, his opponent's only hit 200 off that. You know why? Fizz, that curve's hard to hit. Okay, it cracks
that
me
come
up.
from personal experience?
Well, yeah, that and now watching my 16-year-old, and so my wife Jennifer saying, can you teach him how to hit the curve? And I said, no, just like Soler. He had a hard time there. I said, you can't hit it. You just have to take it, spit on it. Don't swing at it, because it's really difficult, especially if he's putting it where you want it.
He went curve, then slider, and Soler stretching his strike zone, probably angry with himself. So what was your answer to Jennifer?
No, you can't teach how to hit that pitch. Take it. Or if it hangs and you see it, if you see it eye level when it out of the release point, it's going to be hittable. But if it comes out letter high, it's going to be in the dirt and you're going to swing and miss. Rothschild knows all about it. 8th year Yankee pitching coach.
I just thought it was amusing that your wife, who watched you try and hit a curveball and you never could, that she would ask you to train your son to hit one.
Hey, well, Lou Piniella was one of my hitting coaches. When he's up here in the 6th inning, you can ask Lou if I can hit a curveball. All right, he'll tell you.
Here is Mike Moustakas, and Moose takes a strike from Sonny Gray. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moose miss his pitch right there.
Yeah, there it was.
Our Toyota League leaders show that Moose is among the leaders in slugging percentage this year, and look at the company he's with. Mookie Betts, J.D. Martinez, Brandon Belt, Manny Machado, and there is Mike Moustakas. And Mookie took over the Major League lead with his 15th home run last night to lead Boston over Baltimore. What a player. Swing and a miss. Down goes Moustakas on a 4-seam fastball up. Does it for the Royals, and we head to the 2nd looking for our first run. Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, and today's Sporting KC match versus Minnesota United is on Fox Sports Kansas City Plus. For channel listings, go to foxsportskansascity.com. The game is also streaming on Fox Sports Go, and right now it's a 1-1 score in that affair midway through the first half. Here we're just starting the second inning, and Eric Skoglund will face Tyler Austin. Tyler had 2 hits yesterday. The Yankees 8-3 win.
Hit him.
Wow, and that's the 5th hit batter by Skoglund this year.
Yeah, look, I like how Austin did that. He knew it hit him, and he looked over at Boone, and he said, you know what, you might want to check this out here. You might want to replay it. Now, he didn't hop, didn't jump, didn't look like it hurt him much, but it hit his toe. Watch his reaction. He's going to go, that hit me. Hey, Skip, will you check that out? Didn't say anything to home plate umpire Carlos Torres. And they let him have his base.
Eric has that big bender. It's that slurvy curveball that bends down and in on a right-handed hitter's feet.
Yeah, that's how you want to get hit where it didn't hurt. 5th hit batter of the year by Skoglund.
Now Miguel Andujar, 1 for 7 in this series, batting average of .275. Their rookies have really done a marvelous job this year. I mean, when you consider they lead the major leagues, their rookies, the Yankee rookies, lead the majors in runs scored with 43, hits with 87, doubles with 22, and RBIs with 49. And they're playing Andujar, Gleyber Torres, and Tyler Austin today. Way inside as he came with that fastball.
You can afford to break a couple of rookies in a lineup like this. There's so much power. There's so many good veterans. Gardner being one of your leaders. You know, Judge in just his 2nd year has emerged as a team leader. Amazing the leadership skills he possesses.
There's a base hit to the opposite field. The Royals had defended him with 3 infielders on the left side. Only 1 on the right. Andujar gets the base hit.
Yep, still was hit hard though. It's a breaking ball, and you know when that slow breaker at 79, when it starts up there, talked about how high it starts, you can wait on it and stroke it the other way. You see it pretty well when it's out of the release point at eye level.
Sanchez not playing in the final game of this series, so Austin Romine gets a rare start. He has been very good with runners in scoring position this year. Right to Moustakas. Goes to third. There's to second. On to
Got
first.
it!
No! They almost had a triple play. How about that? Oh, man.
Great idea by Moustakas. Knowing who's running, a catcher with not great speed, 1 hopper to him. Quickly went around the horn. Look at Whitley. First man sure, second man quick, and almost got him. That would have been fun. Look at Skogie. Now, that would have been the pitcher's best friend. They say the double play is, but that triple play, that is by far the pitcher's best friend. Didn't happen. That's all right. He'll take 2. Good decision by Moose.
I think the last one I called that was around the horn. You were the middle man in the double play. Jim Abbott was on the hill. Here's the pitch, and it is in there for a strike. And Abbott was struggling. It was Jack Howell to Rex Hudler to J.T. Snow. Triple play.
In Minnesota.
Yep.
Same thing. Jack got the 1 hopper. Moose just had to travel a little bit too far. That was exciting.
Well, they were in triple play position.
Yeah, no doubt. Something the defenses do not align. Defensive coaches.
Hey, we're going to have to talk to Jersh about why he didn't have Moustakas closer to the bag.
Yep.
0-2 pitch, way high. You know, I like Skoglund coming inside, Hud.
Believe it. Saw Duffy do it a little bit yesterday, but not enough with his fastball. But you know what, Skoglund, same thing. You know, you can't let him get too comfortable.
Eric has a lot of deception in his delivery at 6'7", good downhill plane. Got him to swing and miss at the high heat, and Torres strikes out. Salvador Perez will be up when we come back.
Here at the Cave, final of 3 games against the Yankees, and Kubota, our power stat, is going to show you Salvador Perez, who's been currently driving the Royals bus offensively. Look at the hot spots. That's right, the hot zones. Don't make a mistake there. 364 right in the middle. Look at how I'm going to opposite field. He'll take you deep on 667 up in the top of the zone. Watch out.
First pitch by Sonny Gray is a fastball that clips the outside corner. So Gray was able to breeze through the first inning with a ground out, 2 strikeouts.
So, you know, Salvador Perez, he'll swing at a lot of pitches. He chases, you know. I'm surprised that his hitting zone, not every square was red. Because he is an excellent bat ball hitter. Now with 2 strikes, he'll widen up his zone a little bit, and Gray knows that. He's going to try to make him chase.
Teased him upstairs with the fastball, but Sal didn't go for it. Sonny Gray, his career ERA is very good, 3.59, but it is up almost 3 full runs this year. That ball will be hit to the right side, but that likely will also find the seats, and does. 3 quality starts, 4 non-quality starts. He's pitching on 8 days rest because of the rainouts earlier in the week and also an off day.
Could be a little strong.
Tried to jam him inside with the heater.
That's an excellent spot. But you know, you're a pitcher and you have that many days off, that the in-between sessions, the little side sessions, are important. That means, you know, you're going to throw a few bit more pitches than you normally would, just so you stay away from being too strong.
Salvi goes to center field, but right at Aaron Hicks. Barely has to move, and there's 1 out. Kia drive to success is all about Whit Merrifield and what he has done. He has had a 12-game hit streak. Mike Moustakas had one longer. The other guys, Ramos, Dozier, Lindor. Whit's continuing to push on. He is 21 for his last 47 to raise his average from the mid-250s all the way to 299.
One of the reasons is he uses the whole field. He has so much ability with his bat control. Controls the barrel. Make a mistake, up, he'll take you deep.
That's the third, and Andujar. 2 outs. If the Royals hit a triple in today's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the Kansas City Major League Baseball Urban Youth Academy. Now a couple of first-round picks will battle. Sonny Gray was a first-round pick in 2011 by the Oakland A's out of Vanderbilt against the Royals' first-round pick in 2013, Hunter Dozier. Drops that breaking ball in there for strike 1.
You know, lots of times pitcher throws that get me over curveball once, they'll throw it again back to back. You never know. Knows Dozier likes the heater, and most hitters do. There it was.
And then he drops the slider in the outside corner and immediately has Dozier down 0-2. And Sonny, we told you, has really struggled with his command this year,
especially when he's behind in the count. But he's ahead. There you go.
So swing and a miss. So 6 up, 6 down. We head to the third inning, still looking for a first run.
Presents Hats Off for Heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Here at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, final game of this 3-game series between New York and KC. Royals won on Friday, Yankees won last night. Skoglund's third inning of work will start with Gleyber Torres, talented 21-year-old rookie out of Venezuela. He had the big hit last night in their 8-3 win, and he pops this one into foul territory. Dozier giving it a chase, but it's back into the seats. It was a 2-2 game in the 4th inning, and Danny Duffy had the count his way. 1 ball 2 strikes to Torres, and then threw one right over the heart of the plate, and Gleyber hit a 3-run home run, and the Yankees did not look back. Again inside with a 1-1 count. Now it's 2-1.
It's important Skoglund continues to trust that pitch, that fastball there. That's going to set up all the other ones. Breaking ball there. The breaking ball, if it starts middle and breaks down and in, that's a good spot, but not away into the middle. Skoglund at 6'7". He's long. Talking to a few hitters on the Rays side, his last start, they said that he's deceptive. He's long. I said, what do you mean he's long? I faced Randy Johnson before. He's 6'11". He's long too, but powerful. And Skoglund's long arm swing, leg swing, all the distractions that come along with being long.
Walks the number 9 batter, not at all what he wanted to do. Then you turn it over to the veterans or the power guys that New York has. Brett Gardner tapped one right in front of home plate, grabbed in the chalk by Drew Butera, who threw him out. The Royals have turned 5 double plays behind Skoglund when he's been on the mound. There's ball 1. As a matter of fact, he induced a career high 14 groundouts in that last start against the Rays.
I loved how he pitched to contact. You know, understands. And Cal Eldred spends a lot of time with his pitchers talking about the importance of outs instead of missing bats as far as strikeouts go. Takes less pitches sometimes.
But now he's missing up. Against Tampa, he was missing down. Went 7 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Unfortunately, the Royals could not score, and Skoglund would lose 2-1. Merrifield will get it to Escobar. No chance to get Gardner for the twin killing.
I'd like to have had a radar gun behind Dozier, the first baseman, there to see how hard Escobar threw that ball. He knew he had to hump up a little bit, but the ball wasn't hit all that hard. But watch Escobar, the shortstop. Watch him just wind up. I mean, woo! He got a good arm. If his, I'll bet you that's 90 plus.
Gardner always a threat to go. He has 4 steals this year, has not been caught. And there it goes to first base. Last time out, he did catch one of the Rays attempting to steal. Again to first base as Brett getting a big lead out there.
Judge is 4th in the league in grounding into double plays with 7. So you can get him out front, have him top one over, swung over infield, pulled to the left here. Ooh. See how Skoglund got him in the first inning. Hard in. And that's what he told me pitchers were doing to him this year a little bit. More coming in hard on him. Judge is tied for 2nd in the league in strikeouts with Chris Davis of the Orioles, 60.
Drive to deep right center field. Soler is there, and Gardner back to first base. Once again, a long drive to the opposite field that would be out at Yankee Stadium is just an innocent out here at Kauffman.
That's right, Fizz. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save.
Let's hope they have that opportunity.
Yep.
They certainly were able to nail it down with Herrera on the mound. The bullpen did a remarkable job in Friday's win. McCarthy, Keller, and Herrera 9 up, 9 down. Now Giancarlo Stanton, who took a curveball and knocked it into center field for one of the 2 hits that Skoglund has given up today. Stanton with a rip on a fastball. Giancarlo has been one of Major League Baseball's best against lefties this year, hitting almost .430. And he hits that one down the right field line, but foul.
And that's what he's doing more of against lefties, I guarantee you. He's not pulling all that 400 plus. He's using the opposite field.
Yeah, with that closed stance, it really looks like he just stays back really well and makes that split-second decision right at the very end.
And he's so quick in the middle of the zone with his hand speeds. He keeps his hands close to his body. And you know, talking to Marcus Timms, their hitting coach says, you know, these guys here are already big leaguers for a reason. Stanton's 8 years in. His job as a hitting coach, just find out their keys. What are their keys and remind them of them.
The 0-2 is high.
Such a handsy hitter is Stanton. And Judge's key is his hip. So the importance of being a good hitting coach for your team is to learn the language of the players, and that's the physical language. What's the key for the hitter? And just remind him of that. You don't try to rework a guy at this level. It's all about mental and learning about new players, especially Stanton. He's new. Timms was an assistant hitting coach last year. He's been elevated to the #1 spot this year, and he's doing a fine job. Obviously, the results speak for themselves.
That ball belted to center field. John is right there, and the Federalist will make the catch. John Jay in center field. We head to the bottom of the third. 0-0 score.
Keep him in the yard.
Year, Davis led a fundraising effort to have a statue of Negro Leagues umpire Bob Motley created and added to the field of legends in the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. His group raised approximately $80,000 and dedicated the statue last November. A Royals Lancer since 1997 and president in 2002, Dick has also served the community as the mayor of Gladstone, first executive director of the Mid-American Regional Council, GM of the Kansas City Area Transportation, and member of the Kansas City Council. Way to go, Dick Davis. There's a ground ball to first. Fumbled by the first baseman, Austin, but he has time to recover and toss underhanded to Sonny Gray, and there's one out.
Yeah, Bob Kendrick, appreciate your work, Mr. Davis. Thank you so much.
But if there was a time machine, Hud, one of the things I would do is go back in time, and I would go to Old Municipal Stadium to watch Satchel Paige pitch to Cool Papa Bell and Josh Gibson with Bob Motley umpiring the game. I think that would be awesome.
Better believe it would be.
There's so much old films of some of the major leaguers back in the day, but not too many of the Negro League great players. And I'm going to take Bob Kendrick with me to tell stories while we're watching the game.
Great idea.
You want to come?
Let's see if Esky can do something here. He can get on the base here. Okay, now that throw that Escobar threw, we went ahead and statcasted it. Check it out now on this double play of him. He knew Gardner to get him. You had to really put something on it. I told you it's 90 plus. Sorry, I was off a couple miles an hour. It was 88.6. They got everything now, Fizz. But see, you can tell from my years of playing on the field, you can tell how hard balls are hit, how hard they're thrown, without the use of modern technology. By your eye, eyeballing. But now, in the modern era, we're getting numbers to go along with our game, and I think it makes it more important, and not just more important, but more interesting, is that we're able to attract a different audience in our grand game now. The younger generation is into it because of some of the new metrics we're putting in.
Who are the best shortstop arms that you've seen in baseball lately?
Lately? Well,
Carlos Correa.
They have candidates. Lindor's got a very nice quick and combination of strength and quickness. But back in when we played, Sean Dunston, remember Dunston?
Yeah.
Shortstop. He used to throw unbelievably hard across the diamond to Mark Grace when they were with the Cubs. They were teammates. And I would ask Dunston why he would throw it so hard every time, 100%. He would throw it with all of his might, and he said, I don't like Gracie. I try to get the ball through his glove and hit him in the face. And that was his answer.
That sounds like Sean.
Yeah, but he was incredible.
Gray to Escobar, and it's popped up foul territory. Andujar with room and 2 out.
Fans, as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game.
The Royals finding Sonny Gray on his A game. He has faced 8, retired all 8, struck out 3. One time he was expected to be one of the top pitchers in all of baseball and had a great start with the Oakland A's. It's a deep short to Reyes. That is a terrific play, and the Royals are done in the 3rd.
Nicely done.
Competes in the 100th PGA Championship. Limited tickets remains for Monday's opening day through Thursday's round. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see Major Golf's strongest field. Go to PGAchampionship.com for details.
Fizz, you ever been to a PGA event?
Yeah, I went to the the U.S. Open at the Olympic course in San Francisco years ago.
It's kind of interesting.
Oh,
you know?
it really is.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun afternoon.
Well, not only that, but you know, it's much like a Major League Baseball player. You don't know how good they are until you're up close and personal. And then you see them get on the greens and they nail a putt from like 30, 40 feet out. You go, how'd they do that? And then they do it again.
It amazes me how the golfers have to do it with total silence. And the ball's sitting still. And in Major League Baseball, I hear people going swing, and they make all kinds of noise. The hitters, they got to hit it while it's moving. It don't make sense.
I thought it was interesting yesterday, our conversation with Brett Saberhagen, and what he would do was reverse the boos. Like when he was on the road, he would say, nope, they're cheering for me.
Played little mind games with himself. Skoglund so far doing a pretty good job keeping the Bombers in the ballpark. 47 pitches thrown now.
They tied their season high with 5 home runs struck last night, and the one by Hicks was at inside the Parker. And did you know the last Major League Baseball player to have 2 inside the park home runs before June 1st was a Kansas City Royal, Brian McRae, back in 1991.
Oh, what did he get Brian McRae some love, Fizz?
Got it on his hands, but popped foul and out of play.
You know, with all the great Royals here yesterday and seeing the fans, the reaction to them, you know who I really missed the most was Art Stewart. You know, we just miss Art. Art hasn't been able to come to the ballpark yet this year. We're pulling for you, Art, if you're listening. We really miss you here at the ballpark, and you're a huge part of the Royals' history and what they've accomplished here. Don't want you to feel like you're left out, buddy. We love you.
For the second straight inning, a leadoff walk, and this is the 3rd straight inning that New York has had their leadoff man on. Art Stewart, one of the great scouts of all time, and he's written a fabulous book, fans. If you have not read it, you can go to Amazon and just write in Art Stewart, The Art of Scouting.
It's a fabulous book.
Great storytelling.
I learned a lot about the Royals' history by reading that, and about scouting and what they look for.
The ball's well struck to left field. Gordon is back, and Tyler Austin has gone deep. He leads all rookies this year with now 7 home runs.
Ooh, man, that was a no-doubter. Yeah, that was a heater that just stayed middle cut. And he knew it. Hitters are the first to know. And when you get a ball with that type of launch angle, backspin on it, when that ball gets about right over the pitcher's head or halfway through the middle of the infield, it changes gears. The ball takes off. The backspin does that, and that's when you know it's out of the park. It's interesting to be able to backspin a ball like that and see it take off.
Skoglund to Andujar, who knocks one in the alley left center field, and that will find the wall. He's not stopping at second, and he will make it to third with a triple.
Back-to-back pitches and almost identical spots. That was just a little bit more in, and Andujar was able to pull his hands in and barrel it, hit and split the gap. Triple, his 2nd of the year. Check him out. He decided he was going to go, and it's a good opportunity to take now. Was the guy before you hit a 2-run homer, keep it going. That's what he did. Nobody out. Infielders halfway. They're not all the way in on the grass. Gives them a little bit more range when they're halfway.
Broken bat, and that's a base hit. Fortune smiling on the Yankees that time after a home run and then a triple and then a broken bat single to make it 3-0.
Yep, all early in the count. Skoglund and Butera are going to have to mix it up a little bit first pitches. Going to try to pull his hands in. Look at that. I mean, that bat definitely died a hero, but man, he sawed him off. Both sawed him in there. That's 3 heaters the Yankees are looking at early. Austin, Andujar, Romine, all early count hacking.
Ronald Torreyes takes a first pitch curveball for strike 1. Torreyes struck out swinging his first time.
Got to mix them up a little bit on them. They get a pattern on you trying to first ball fastballs. Well, go up there hacking.
And then he stayed with that breaking ball, and Torreyes swung over the top for an 0-2 count. Skoglund's always had that good fastball curveball combination. He'll slide it a little bit, changing speeds with the breaking ball. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and popped up right side. Soler trots in near the line to make the catch for out number 1. But I think the great equalizer as he continues to develop will be adding that changeup, and he's throwing it more this year, like 14% of the time, which is 13% more than last year.
Takes time, little by little. That's a field pitch, so it's not something, I mean, a pitch, unless you have total confidence in it, you're going to go with all that much. He's getting more comfortable.
That ball all the way back to the screen. I thought for a second there that Drew thought it hit him in the foot. Instead, it will simply be a wild pitch. So Skoglund's command is, he's lost a little bit of it in this inning.
He was able to move that back foot just in time. And Drew, I don't know, Drew was thinking a little bit about that one as he paused before he went back and picked it up. Unfortunately, Romine was only able to take 1 base.
Line sharply to left, and Gordon with a nice catch. Boy, that ball looked like it was knuckling on him a bit.
Great athleticism. Turned his glove the proper way too. He turned it and to stay under it. That ball had topspin. It's good play by Alex because those ones that have watch it sink like that. He came in at the last minute, put his glove underneath the ball instead of backhanding it. And sometimes when you backhand them, it's a combination trap between the grass and your glove. So he made it look good. That's why he wears the gold.
The Yankees, though, making good contact on Skoglund in this 3rd inning. Gardner takes outside, ball 1. Brett has grounded out twice. One time he reached on a fielder's choice when he bounced one to second, and they got the lead runner at second. Two and 0. Eric did not walk a batter against Tampa Bay. Today, in the first 4 innings, he has walked 2 and hit a batter. Playable for Gordon. The Yankees score 3 on a 2-run home run by rookie Tyler Austin and get another run and a triple and a single.
Give a hit.
Kansas City is powered by Ram Trucks, built to serve. And brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Pick your power, fuel, or battery with Steel. Search STIHL. 50 years of Royals baseball. Great stars.
Kimmy, that's Lou Piniella.
And we'll be visiting with Sweet Lou in the 6th inning. He was the Royals Rookie of the Year in 1969. They had just acquired Lou Piniella from the Seattle Pilots, and just a few days later got 4 hits in Game 1. Here's John Jay. Sonny Gray has faced the minimum, 3 perfect innings. He grew up in Smyrna, Tennessee, about a half hour from Nashville. Fouled off.
He's doing such a good job on defense with his roots he's taken, John Jay. Now, not to mention his bat. His bat's been really productive, getting on base, but his roots in the outfield have been really exceptional, and he reminds me of Jim Edmonds, and Jimmy won a lot of Gold Gloves, but I mentioned that to John Jay. He said, hey, look, you know, comparing to, did I get him? Looked like it might have. He said, Val, that's a compliment. He goes, I watched Jim Edmonds when I was a young player, a really young player, and he was one of my heroes. So thank you for comparing me to him. And the reason is they don't have blazing speed, but they're very good athletes. They take excellent roots to the ball, and that's so important when it comes to being a center fielder, especially, or any outfielder.
Now on offense, the Royals looking for their first base runner. It's hit to the right side and played by Torres. 1 out. Join us for our annual Big Slick Celebrity Softball game on Friday, June 1st, before the Royals take on the A's. Watch local celebrities Paul Rudd, Jason Sudeikis, Rob Riggle, David Koechner, and Eric Stonestreet, plus some of their celebrity friends for their game starting at 5 o'clock. Gates open at 4:30, so plan to arrive early to catch all the fun. Visit Royals.com/Big Slick for more information. Soler pops up the first pitch. Torres takes care of it. So that is 11 up, 11 down for Sonny Gray.
Gray's really working it. He's doing everything that Larry Rothschild, his coach, wants him to do. He's getting ahead of hitters for the most part.
And normally he throws a ton of pitches, but his next one will only be his 40th. I mean, the longest he has gone in any one game this year is 6 innings.
Well, you know, with the right at him, wouldn't you know it?
Line out by Moustakas. We head to the 5th inning here in Kansas City. New York 3 and the Royals nothing. Merrifield bobblehead, courtesy of KC State Company. The first 20,000 fans through the gates receive one before the Royals take on the A's at 1:15.
You know you've arrived when you have a bobblehead day.
Yep.
Way to go, Whitley.
Well, he has a lot of fans in Kansas City. We see Merrifield jerseys all over the yard when Royals are in town.
Well, he's easy to pull for. He's such a fun player to watch. But you know, on his behalf, a lot of people are asking Whitley this year about what is he trying to do? Is he trying to let people know that last year was not a fluke? There's another ground ball to Eske. Keep Judge out. They're doing a good job of it. I said they're asking him, are you trying to let people know this year that last year wasn't a fluke? He says, I'm trying to have a good year every year. There are people after my job. I'm not trying to support last year. I'm trying to compete and play hard this year. I'm not, you know, so it's no, I'm not trying to say that was a fluke. Every year I want to compete. I want to play hard. I want to put up good numbers.
And particularly when it took you so long to get to the big leagues.
Yeah, but he's got the right frame of mind. There are. Every year there's a college crop and a high school crop of players that are drafted that come in all after your job. He's competing for his job.
Belted to left. Gordon is twisted around. And Stanton racing to second
Put it on
base
him.
with a double.
Boy, great throw by Alex. That was nice. That would have been close had Whitley have been able to catch it. Whitley just looked out to Alex and said, hey, look, my bad. I would like to have caught it and see if we could have got him. But this was nice. That ball was scalded, Fizz. That had some exit velo. Turned Alex Gordon into a pretzel. Watch this. One ball off the yard. Watch this. Little quick tag. He tried to be quick with the tag, but nicely done by Alex Gordon off the wall. Okay, that's 113 exit velo, Fizz. That ball was not walking. Ooh. Scalded.
Now Aaron Hicks. Ooh. Skoglund really fooled him on that curveball. That ball hit well, and John Jay off to the races. He will not get there, and Stanton will score for a 4-0 lead. Hicks to third with the Yankees' second triple.
Yankees squaring up Skoglund's offerings right now, and I'll tell you, John Jay just talked about his breaks. That was an unbelievable break. He knew it was going to be tough to make it, but he was right on the attempt. A breaking ball down in the zone. He thought he might have got it. But watch John Jay. See him track this ball. He was on it and just couldn't quite line himself up with it, but an excellent effort.
Now Tyler Austin, who blasted his 7th home run last time up, rolls this one foul. This is a ram drive of the game.
Look at that bounce. Whoa, that bounced all the way up. Put that fan on his seat up by Goldberg's Fox Sport Kansas City booth up there by the set.
Yeah, the Royals were able to cool them off. The Yankees did not have an extra base hit for only the 2nd time this year on Friday, but since then, in games 2 and 3, they now have 12 extra base hits, including 6 home runs. Another long drive to center. And John Jay trying to climb the wall, but it's gone, and Tyler Austin continues to put on a show.
I mean, this ball had some incredible launch angle. 92 heater in the zone. He took him deep the at-bat before on a 91. This is 92, and it had stayed up there. Jay, great try, but just couldn't have extra extension on his arm there to grab it.
Yeah, he's missing up. The first 3 innings, when he missed down, and he would pitch up for effect, but well, he is missing over the heart of the plate. 5 extra base hits in the last 2 innings. Man, they are just taking some impressive swings on Eric. And another 0-2 count. He had Austin down 2 strikes and then threw him a pitch right down the heart of the plate.
A little bit comfortable. I mean, hitters, they're not missing. They're teeing off on him, and so once in a while you might want to come inside just to let them know that you're there. Move their feet a little bit, do something to make them uncomfortable when you're getting this many swings with this kind of contact. You're a competitor. Sometimes you got to take the inside part of the plate away. Kid's a beast. Remember I told you yesterday, he reminds me of Tim Salmon. Same kind of power, same kind of body. Tim Salmon had 300 career home runs.
And he is a 13th round pick, which is also impressive.
I believe Salmon was he a 1-1? He was one of the top picks in the country, I believe. Maybe in 1993 or 92.
The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, so Skoglund gets the second out and his first strikeout since the 2nd inning.
There you go. Keep it out of the zone. And I was incorrect with Salmon. He was a 3rd rounder and he had 299 home runs. Fizz, sorry I missed by 1. Wouldn't it be nice to have gotten 1 more home run to even that up?
Hey, just 1 home run would have been nice.
It's all right.
Yankees with 6 runs on 8 hits. The Royals have been no hit by Sonny Gray. He's thrown 4 perfect innings. Broken back ground ball to Whit Merrifield. And he will throw out Romine. The inning is over, but not before the Yankees get 3 more.
This is HUD's guy, Sergio Romo, who had gone 588 games in his career without a start. So he started yesterday. This was a bullpen start for Tampa. He pitched 1 inning, threw 18 pitches, struck out all 3, pardon me, on 8 pitches, struck out all 3, and then they sent him home to get some rest because it went so well. He's starting again today. The last pitcher in Major League Baseball to start on consecutive days was Zach Greinke for the Brewers in 2012. He got ejected in the first game, faced 2 batters, so he just came back on July 8th and started the next day. As HUD would say, the modern game, things are changing often.
Believe it.
We'll start to see that. Hey, guys, one other thing. When Lou Piniella comes up, I was talking to him for a lot. Ask him about HUD hitting the curveball.
Go on.
Just
why you got to throw me under the bus?
Well, it might be good, you know. Just drive the bus.
There was nothing good about my career, Joel.
And ask him about what instant replay would have done when he played for his bank account.
Outstanding. Way to go, Joel. Thank you.
He'd be richer.
Romo's a stud, though, man. I love him.
Here it's 6-0. The Yankees have the lead. Sonny Gray perfect through 4. Facing Salvador Perez and has him down 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Ned Yost was talking about Sergio Romo. He said, you know, there were guys who are closers, and now perhaps there are guys who are openers. High fly ball, center field. Aaron Hicks. 1 out. Hey, Royals fans, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. It's presented by T-Mobile. It was a well-pitched game for 3 innings. Then Skoglund gave up 3 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. The Royals have not been able to touch Sonny Gray. Strike 1.
They've hit him hard. There's been some lineouts, and there always are. Sometimes when you're going like this, but what Gray's doing right is he's getting ahead of the hitters. And this year so far, talked about how the fact that he's not on his game with that ERA coming in 6.39. It's not the year he's wanted, but when he's ahead in the count, opponents are only hitting 208. It tells me he's got good stuff. It's just they're getting to him early. Not in this one.
He has been ahead in the count throughout this game. And Whit Merrifield really fooled on that slider and strikes out. That's 4 now for Gray.
Quality family time at the K has never been easier with Family Fun Day Sundays presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Enjoy pregame activities for the whole family, including face painters, games in the outfield experience, and pregame player autographs with signature Sundays. After the game, kids under 14 can test their speed rounding the bases on the field with the Kansas City Zoo Fun Run. Get your tickets at royals.com/Sunday. It's fun to run the bases. Look at that. Look at all the people taking advantage today on Sunday, Fizz. Family at the ballpark. It doesn't get any better than here.
We had a lot of rain this morning. And then they expected rain at the start of the game, but it never showed up, and the forecast said 30% for much of the afternoon.
It's cooled everything off. This is a perfect Sunday, fun day Sunday. Family Sunday. I get that right?
It's
Close.
redundant from the Department of Redundancy Department.
Fall in there. There you go.
It will, and that breaks up the perfect game in the 5th inning by Sonny Gray. He had retired 14 straight to start this game, but Hunter Dozier drops one into shallow center.
Yep, everybody can exhale now. Breaking ball stayed up off the end of the bat. A nice little dunker. He'll take it. See if that can't get something started with the offense here. Even though there's 2 outs, 2-out rally. How about it?
Came back with a 4-seam fastball to even the count. Sonny Gray helped Vanderbilt to their first ever College World Series, making it to the semifinals before losing to national runner-up Florida. To the left side, Torreyes. That'll do it for KC. They do break up the perfect game thrown by Sonny Gray, and we'll come back with the sixth and visit with Sweet Lou Piniella. That's next. City. We're expecting to have Lou Piniella, but we're going to let him stay on radio because of that short last half inning. So Brian Flynn comes out of the bullpen for KC, and he is our Chevy call to the bullpen, pitching in game number 14 this year.
Yeah. Get Flynn out there, work his hard, heavy, sinking fastball. Slider, curve, change. He's got all four pitches, mainly fastball, slider. Takes advantage of that nice height he's got.
6'7". Pitched at Wichita State. Grew up in Oklahoma, and that is where he still lives. Here's the pitch. In there for strike one. Brian last worked a week ago in Cleveland, pitching a season-high 3 innings, allowing 2 runs on 7 hits with a pair of strikeouts. Torreyes swings and misses and finds himself down in the count 0-2.
Flynn resides in Oklahoma, just like Reggie Willits, first-year coach over there at first base, box for the Yankees. Reggie Willits, there he is. You know, he was named after Reggie Jackson, and he's been elevated to this position with Aaron Boone because of the success he's had as a coach in the minor leagues. Very aggressive base runner in his years as a base runner, base stealer. And Aaron Boone told me that he interviewed Willits, saw his credential, the fact that 70% of base runners in their minor league system had a percentage of 70%, and he was impressed with him. He said, "You come with me, I want you on my staff." So he hired him.
John Jay make the catch here, and Ronald Torreyes is the first man out in the 6th inning. Fans, you can help us celebrate the 25th anniversary of the iconic baseball movie favorite, The Sandlot. Free for all fans. The Royals will show The Sandlot on Crown Vision on Saturday, June 2nd, after they host the A's at 1:15. Fans can choose from 2 different theme ticket options for this day, both including an exclusive Sandlot t-shirt featuring all of your favorite Sandlot players. Visit Royals.com for more details. Ryan pops him up. Hunter Dozier on the edge of the outfield grass will make the catch for out number 2. It's time for our sprint trivia. Name the 3 people since 1950 with 1,500 hits and 1,500 managerial wins.
Okay, we give. Lou's got to be one of them. That's one.
I was thinking Bob Boone, but I don't know if he has 1,500 managerial wins.
How about Frank Robinson?
Oh, yeah. But does he have 1,500 managerial wins?
Dusty Baker.
There you go. Dusty
Okay.
Baker.
Thank you.
That is one of our guesses.
Thank you. We need one more. What do you think about Frank Robinson, Fizz? Did he have that many wins as a manager?
That's what I'm debating. Don't think so.
Managed for Cleveland. Managed for a little bit for the Orioles. And I think there's another team there.
How about Joe Torre? It's got to be Joe Torre.
Fizz, guess it. Throw it out there.
I'm going to go Joe Torre. Oh, we got it.
Way to go.
What a shocker.
I didn't know if we could get that one or not, but you know what? Hey. There they are. What's the record now, by the way? Okay.
Aaron Judge takes low and in. 2-out walk to Brett Gardner. Now the lefty Flynn taking on the righty Judge, who is 0 for 3 and 0 for 12 with 4 strikeouts in this series.
Off the end.
John went back a couple of steps, recovered, and came sprinting in to make the catch of Judge's fly ball. We'll be right back. Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Wanda will win $1,300. And if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park in this inning, Wanda will win $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. Well, we are delighted to have in our booth now one of the first terrific Royals. Lou Piniella got the first hit. He had 4 hits in that first game. Lou, good to see you again.
Nice seeing you. Thank you for having me.
And you were acquired from the Seattle Pilots, what, like a week before?
Yeah, 3 or 4 days before. I think they got tired of me over there in spring training, and they sent me over here to Kansas City. And Joe Gordon, the manager, said, look, we need some right-hand hitting over here, so we're going to give you a chance to play. And thank God that I was able to get hot opening day. I had 4 days, or 4 hits, like you mentioned. And then, you know, during the course of the year, I had a streak where I sort of started slipping a little bit, and Joe brought me into his office and said, I'm going to give you a couple of days off. And it was a good tonic for me, because from then on, I played the rest of the year, and I was fortunate to win Rookie of the Year for the Royals.
Man, that's phenomenal, Lou. What a career you've had in baseball. You're one of my heroes, Lou. Look, to manage all those years, to play all those years, you were an all-star, 3-time world champion as a player, managing, you know, over 50 years in the game. What a blessing.
Long time. It's been a blessing.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's been a blessing, you know, and who's made it possible? The great players that I was with, managing and coaching and playing with, and at the same time, the wonderful coaches that did a heck of a job, the trainers. You know, when you manage a Major League Baseball team, you're responsible, but boy, a lot of things have to come in place, including ownership and the front office getting you the players. So I've been fortunate wherever I've been.
Hey, Lou, I've got to ask you, because Jennifer Hudler asked Rex to work with her son on how to hit the curveball. How did you work with Rex on hitting the curveball?
Rex could hit a fastball. He could turn anybody's fastball around. Excellent fastball hitter. Unfortunately, the breaking ball gave him a lot of problems. Right, Rex?
Lou, come on. Now, I thought
if they threw him 3 curveballs, we'd call him Zorro. He'd go zoot, 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 3 swings.
It's so Lou managed the Seattle Mariners for a lot of years. In my 3 years I was with the Angels out there, man, and it sure was fun. And I had Lou as my hitting coach in New York when a young 84, right. 85. Well, that was your first year off the field, wasn't it?
Yes.
You retired in 84. You hung on there with Yogi and Billy.
Yeah.
And he was the hitting coach. And Lou had that interesting style of hitting where you like to lean back, Lou, and you really hit off your front side. So you try to teach me to do that. I couldn't hit like that.
No, you couldn't see the ball. It was a tough way. But, you know, that's the way Charlie Lau used to teach, and I was basically a little disciple. George Brett used that very successfully. But some people can do it, and some people can't. But really, to be a good hitter, you got to be able to hit a fastball, number one. And the big league level, if you can't hit a major league fastball, you're not going to be able to play up here. And then you got to make adjustments to the breaking ball. Some people can do it, and some people don't. And thank God that I was able to as a player, but I like the fastball myself a lot more than the breaking ball.
Right. So when you saw a guy with a good breaking ball like a Doc Gooden, I'll never forget seeing that. You just spit on it. You basically don't swing at it until you have to.
No question. No question. And hope that he gets behind an account so you can get on the fastball.
So Jennifer, there it is. There's your teaching from a master baseball manager, coach, hitting coach, player. You've done it all, Lou. Lou, can you stay with us another quick inning? Can you please stay a little bit longer?
No problem.
Thanks,
no problem.
Lou. All right.
6-0 New York, and we'll be right back. Rookie of the Year back in 1969. And Lou, what has it been like to come back to Kansas City and maybe talk to some of the guys you played with?
Well, I talked to Amos Otis yesterday for a long time. He was a heck of a ball player. He played center field. And when I was having a bad day out there, he had to cover a little more ground in left center. But I'll tell you what, I got the chance to talk to George, and every time I see Mr. Brett, we talk hitting. And yesterday we talked hitting for about an hour. Also, Jermaine Dye, what a Willie Wilson. I mean, these are great players you all had here in this organization. And I got a chance to play against a lot of them when I was with the Yankees.
Yeah.
And talking about the Royals, it became a heck of a rivalry between the Yankees and Kansas City in the 70s and early 80s.
Yeah, you know, Lou, when I came up, I was the #1 pick by the Yankees. In '84, Willie Randolph was the guy playing ahead of me at second. All he talked about was the Royals and how tough they were. Watch out for Hal McRae. Watch out for George Brett. They'll come
Frank White. Frank White could play.
Right.
I'm telling you.
8 gold gloves, you know, but they had a lot of competitive teams. What was the most difficult part about playing the Royals, Lou?
Well, they put it this way. They were a very well managed team at that time. Whitey Herzog was here. Also, they were very athletic. You know, they could beat you with their athleticism. They played very well defensively. You know, they had a good combination of left-hand pitching with Splittorff. What a nice pitcher he was. Larry Gura. And then they had Leonard, they had Saberhagen, I'm telling you. And then they had Quisenberry in the bullpen.
I was going to ask,
pretty darn good.
How did you handle him, Quisenberry, dropping down like that?
I used to try to get my base on balls if I could.
Hey, Lou, what about your wardrobe?
How about that?
Tell us about this picture with you and Denny Matthews.
Isn't that wonderful?
Look at the attire, the style. That was back in, when was that? The 70s, 60s? When was that?
That was in the that was in the late 60s, early 70s. We had the Beatles look haircuts, and I tell you what, those pants that I have on there, you couldn't pay me $1,000 to wear them today.
And I guess you and Denny switched jackets, huh?
Exactly, exactly. We were fashion plates here in Kansas City, right?
Lou, what was more fun for you, playing or managing?
No, playing. Playing is a lot more fun. You're only responsible for yourself, and you try to help your teammates as much as possible by doing what you're capable of doing. But when you're managing, the whole enchilada falls on you, and you know, if the secret to managing is having good players. You got to have the horses. If you have some good players, you're going to have fun managing, and if you don't have good players, you're going to struggle.
So you started in the 60s, and here we are in the new millennium. Do you like the new style of play?
It's a different game. You know, these players today, they swing for the fences a lot more. It seems to me like the ball's carrying. These are strong kids now, don't get me wrong. But you don't see too much hitting and running anymore. You don't see much bunting, and at the same time you don't see stolen bases. It's more of a power game. It was an amazing statistic I read in the newspapers about a month ago, and that's the first 2 months of the season, more strikeouts than base hits this year. It's unbelievable.
We used to have a little pride back there. You didn't want to strike out.
Well, you know what? Over here in Kansas City, when I struck out, the poor water cooler took a little bit of a hit.
I wanted to ask you about your temper. Your temper was amazing. I remember
boy.
a spring training game, I was watching you from the bench, and you were in left field, and you took off your shoes and threw them over the fence in spring training.
Well, you know, that was in New York, and basically I played 9 innings in a spring training B game in Pompano Beach, and then I thought I'd have the afternoon off, and here I am playing right field. Heck, I had blisters. I was bleeding, so I couldn't take it anymore.
I've never seen anything like it. In the middle of the game, Lou takes his...
No, it was about the 8th inning.
Okay,
you could have been the first shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah, shoeless Joe. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, but you know, your temper, Lou. I mean, is that the Cubano in you, the Coache?
Well, I'm actually Spanish. My folks
bad.
are from Spain, but it's okay.
Okay.
Listen, it was a lot of wasted energy. I had a lot of passion for the game, and I had a lot of fun playing for the game, but I think if I had to do it all over again, I'd have been a little more subdued.
Yeah, because I remember umpire Ron Luciano said that Lou Piniella only argues in days ending with the letter Y.
Yes. Yes. Well, you know, these umpires, you can see, first of all, it's a tough job that they do. I knew that. You know, if you make the call our way, the other team's going to argue, etc. But they do a pretty darn good job, and it's a tough. I wouldn't want to be a major league umpire, I can tell you that.
I do remember there was a game in Seattle. It's a swing and a miss on a Brian Flynn offering, where you told us as broadcasters, the team's not playing very well, I'm probably going to get thrown out early, and you threw a tantrum. But had you told the umpires earlier, because they had a little smirk on their face?
Once in a while, the umpires, before the game, I'd say, look, I've got to shake up my team a little bit. And people don't understand that that's part of a major league manager's job, to keep these guys going. And when they get in the dog days especially, you got to wake them up a little bit, and arguing with the umpire is part of it.
Lou, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Greatest, Lou.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so
Great
much.
to see you.
Lou Piniella. And we will stay here and listen to the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
For the Miller Lite Hold True moment. Sonny Gray, he has been on his game. This is his best outing of the year, allowing the Royals only one hit through 6 innings, one base run through 6 innings.
It's been good. There's no doubt about it. He's getting ahead of hitters, and we told you about the numbers. You know, having Lou Piniella on here was a breath of fresh air, Fizz. But look, we didn't have a chance to I mean, we'd like to have him 3 more innings. He's so interesting. But Sonny Grace, what he's done tonight, he's just allowed a lot of zeros up there for the Royals, and that's what Rothschild wants out of him. But he's getting ahead. We showed you. When he gets ahead in the count, opponents only hit 208. When he falls behind, 422 average. Big difference. He's got the secondary pitches. Lively heater. That's the average on it right there, 93. But he can climb the ladder on you.
But he has been throwing the ball exactly where he wants to. And that has been his challenge his first 7 starts this year. Drops a breaking ball in there, and it's a 2-2 count. I mean, this is the old Sonny Gray we used to see with the Oakland A's.
And that's why the Yankees traded for him.
Came into this one with an ERA of 6.39.
You know, another successful pitcher under 6 feet. And they like him tall. They like him big. You know, we talk about the 6'5", 6'7", 6'8" guys, you know, because they have the downward angle. But he's proven that you can win successfully under 6 feet with the execution of your and location of your pitches. Good firm fastball.
Ooh, and he came up and in with that curveball to Soler and hits him on the left shoulder. So Jorge is on to lead off the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, it was an off-speed pitch. Didn't mean to hit him. Got away from him. Let's see where it gets him. Ooh, top of the hand. That's not a good spot. Thankfully, it grazed off of him. You can always tell how hard the batter was hit by where the ball deflects. That one in the back of the screen just kind of grazed him.
That's up the middle, and that will find center field. Soler around second will hold there. Judge has an excellent throwing arm with the Royals down 6. They just need base runners.
That's right. Good decision. Soler thought about going to third. 6 runs down. You can't do that. Stay put. Get some guys on and get a big blast. But Moose, aggressive early in the count as always, finds a hole. Yeah, good topspin. That topspin got it by Torres, the second baseman. Salvi can jump on one here and get it over the fence. They're back in it. He could do that. He's got the ability. 6 home runs, looking for 7 here. 7 and 23. How about to add on those numbers?
Perez has flied out twice.
Ooh, man.
He had a good rip at an 83-mile-an-hour curveball.
He wasn't trying to water the right field garden with that swing. He's looking to get 3 runs on the board. Swung so hard, it had to go down to 1 knee.
Gray has not induced a double play this year. He's more of a strikeout, flyout pitcher. And there might be 2.
Fizz, why did you just say that?
I'm sorry.
Darn it.
Just given the history.
Well, I understand. That's Salvi's 8th he's grounded into. All right. You know, he is. That ball, if Salvi can get underneath it, might have done something more, obviously. No trouble there.
Now Merrifield, and this could be his last chance to extend his hit streak to 13 straight games. He has grounded out and struck out. Good swing on a fastball.
Fizz, do you realize what a rare appearance that was by Lou Piniella here in this ballpark? He hadn't been here. We've only been here 7 years. Haven't seen him. Wondered about him, how he's doing. He is one special relic of a ball player. I mean, of a baseball person. He's done it all.
And it took him a while to get to the big leagues. He was a little older rookie when he won Rookie of the Year in 1999. There's a ground ball to short. Torres will throw out Merrifield, and that does it for KC in the 7th. To the 8th we go. 6-0 New York.
Can they manage a comeback in this one? Because so far, the bats have been silent. Joel Goldberg getting ready for Boulevard Royals Live. When this one is over, we'll take a look back at Eric Skoglund's day and see if the Royals can find any of that offense. We'll wrap up the series and get you ready for the beginning of a road trip, starting with St. Louis tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll hear from Ned Yost and more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Fizz?
Speaking of St. Louis, Joel, the University of Kansas Health System injury report. We won't have to see Paul DeYoung. He was placed on the 10-day disabled list, was hit in the hand. So he will not be out there against the Royals. And the Cardinals playing some pretty good ball. They are tied for third place in the National League Central, 2.5 games back of first place Milwaukee.
Fizz, I gotta retract one of my words that I used. You know, I'm not a wordologist like you and Rhino. You guys are, you know, well educated and wordologists. And I used the word relic for Lou Piniella and found out that oh, good try. See if we can get it in. Yeah.
Romine having himself a pretty good game as well. He is 2 for 4.
Okay, Lou Piniella is more of a legend than he is a relic, Fizz. So I'm sorry. I meant it to compliment. I didn't mean bad by it, but it just sometimes doesn't come out right.
You know
so
what?
I apologize to Lou. He's
It
a
always
legend.
comes out perfectly with you because it puts a smile on Rhino and my face.
Yes.
Like I've never heard that word used that way.
Yeah, so sorry, Lou.
About a man you respect so
I
much.
know, right. So sorry. Anyway, Lou's the best. That was a
And
special visit we had.
I've never been called a wordologist before.
Okay. Well, you are an author. you have written a beautiful book. Fictional.
The Walls of Luca. Thank you.
You're right. So you are a wordologist. All right, let's see if Flynn can get that ball down and in. There you go. It's right where he wants it. Tough to hit those, especially from that height, that angle.
Ronald Torreyes, good player. He's only 5 feet 8 inches tall, but an outstanding defender and a very good offensive player. And he can play 3 of the 4 infield positions.
You know, I told you I had a conversation with Aaron Judge today before the game, and Torres walked by. And he said, that guy right there is one of the saviors of our team last year. When Gregorius went down, he played some heck of a shortstop for us. So he could play all around. Judge was talking about how impressed he is with the ability to play all the infield spots, and he could play outfield if they needed him. It's important to have a guy like that. Now, the number 74 on his back, hey, if you're a Yankee, all those numbers are retired, mostly the good ones, all the low numbers. So you'll take what they give you.
Yeah, there are no single digits left.
No. You see the large number on the back, you're thinking, wow, is he a call-up? No, this kid is a good player.
Number 1 was Billy Martin. Number 2 was Derek Jeter, retired. 3, Babe Ruth. 4, Gehrig. 5, DiMaggio. 6, Torrey. 7, Mantle. 8, Berra.
Wow.
9, Roger Maris.
I told you.
And Bill Dickey shared number 8 with Yogi Berra.
The professor at work.
I'm a wordologist. Romine at second base. The count 2-2 now on Torreyes. And he hits it to the right side where the Royals are not. Witt dives to try and keep it in front of him and keep Romine from scoring, and he does that. But first and third for New York with nobody out.
Torreyes, very nicely done. He saw that big hole there. He knows he's not a home run hitter. Going to hit the hole. Whitley, though, fantastic stop, saving the run.
Well, fans purchase 20 or more tickets for a single game and receive a 20% discount. Group tickets are available for all home games, and groups of 20 or more can save big. Suites and party areas are also available on a nightly basis. So plan your company event or get together with friends or co-workers today. Email groupsales@royals.com to start planning your next big event. Gleyber Torres is walked, lined out, popped up. Ball in the dirt. Royals won on Friday with a very good start from Jacob Junis. Good bullpen work, particularly from the likes of Kevin McCarthy, Brad Keller, and Kelvin Herrera. And Eric Skoglund started well. His first 3 innings were sharp, but then he started elevating the baseball, catching too much of the plate, and the Yankees are not a team to miss those, and they scored 3 runs off of Eric in the 4th and 3 more in the 5th.
Big tester.
Soler is able to pick it off, and Bromine cannot go.
Yeah, Soler, good job of breaking in.
And unfortunately for Eric, he had pitched so well his last 4 starts and looked good the first 3. But that lead-off walk in the 4th to Aaron Hicks started the trouble, and then Tyler Austin took him deep, and Austin has been the hitting star with 2 2-run home runs. Gardner will be tough to double. Dozier.
No chance.
We've got nobody.
Infield hit. Got that kind of speed, and you know, Gardner always hustles. He respects 90 feet. He goes hard. This was a pocket ball all the way. And did you see? There's no chance, although Flynn broke on contact, but most left-handers all fall towards the third base line, and Flynn did. He did a little pirouette and spun around, but he couldn't get over there in time, and that's just a well-placed infield hit. Ball had eyes on it.
Now Judge. Ball 1. Yankees have scored 3 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and 1 so far in the 8th. Flynn looking for a lane ball. Here's that good sinker. Judge takes low, and he has done some major damage this year when the count has been his way. He's had trouble in this series. 0 for 13. Three and 0. We head to St. Louis next, then 4 in Texas before we come back home to face the Minnesota Twins on the 28th of this month, and then the Oakland A's. The A's will be here on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of June.
The 2nd's the night or the afternoon that Sandlot's on after the day game.
Yep. It's a great doubleheader to bring the kids to. And if you have not seen Sandlot, that is a wonderful kids movie. Well, Judge will accept the walk. The bases are loaded for Giancarlo Stanton. Flynn has thrown 48 pitches. He might be tiring a little bit. And Cal Eldred comes jogging out from the Royals dugout.
Fans, watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Well, Stanton is up there with the bases loaded. This was the guy who was the National League most valuable player last year, hit 59 home runs last season and drove in 132. Today he is 2 for 4 with a single and a double and a run scored. Swings and misses. And that one will get away from Butera, go all the way back to the screen. A run will score to make it 8-0. A wild pitch thrown by Flynn.
On the side of the ball, you see the slider fell a little bit short. Drew did all he could to try to get his body in front of it, but sometimes it's hard to do. But still trying to encourage his pitcher. You got to like that.
Gardner now at third and Judge at second. Fouled off.
You know, this is the kind of hitter with his kind of exit velo that you are an infielder, you don't want to come in. You don't want to play on the grass. Look at Moose. Moose is at third. He's back. He says, "There's no way I'm playing in there." Look at how much further back Moose is. Oh, was able to get him.
Bryant was able to get that slider down and in on the big, strong right-handed batter.
That's right. It can be a little bit scary with a guy with that kind of power. There it is. Pitch sequence, good. That's where he's tough right there. Ball got away. Still, he's working down and in at level. It's not missing there. Those are some excellent pitches against a very powerful hitter. Fantastic job of executing.
Now facing Aaron Hicks, who has had an outstanding series. He has 7 hits. Seven for 11 in this series. Last 3 times up, he's walked, tripled, and singled, scored a couple of runs, driven in 1. Strike in there. Hit well. Gordon back. And Alex with a nice over-the-shoulder catch. Take a couple of runs away from the Yankees.
I'm with Hicks. He's saying, "Are you kidding me?" He caught that. That ball was laced. What a jump. That's why he wears the gold.
Game. Enjoying a nice Sunday afternoon. Looked like we might have rain showers. We had them all this morning. Not at Kauffman Stadium in the afternoon. Our Pizza Rants pitching line on Sonny Gray. He has done a great job allowing just 2 measly singles. This is by far his best performance of the year. Came in with a bloated ERA of 6.4. But with Gray's background, you knew he'd figure it out eventually. He's too good a pitcher.
Yeah, Rothschild, you know, he was very confident in his young guy, but he said he's got to command the ball. He's got to get ahead, and he has. He knows all about it. Rothschild, former manager too. Yep. It's rare you see a pitching coach that also manages. It's not that common. Although Buddy Black's done a pretty good job in his tenure.
Good fastball. Late life and a swing and a miss by Dozier. He broke up the perfect game by Sonny Gray last time up with a single to center field. Gray had retired the first 14 men he had faced. Only 2 hits by KC, 1 by Dozier, 1 by Moose. Now a full count. They say Sonny Gray had a ball in his hand in the crib. He just loved the game of baseball. He was a fine quarterback, I understand, in high school as well.
Greatest game ever invented.
There's a base hit to right field by Dozier, and he has a 2-hit game.
Oh yeah, that's going to lock him in. That hit right there on a fastball, that really does a lot for you. You see the ball longer, it feels good off the bat, and then the next thing you know, he'll pop one out of the yard. I'm already calling it on this road trip. Dozier's going to hit a homer, maybe more.
I like it.
It's coming. Taking some really good swings. See the efficiency there by Gray and his pitch count by inning. He's got some early count outs, helped him stay in the game a long time today.
And that ball is hit to the right side, and a fine play by Gleyber Torres. Wow, from the seat of his pants, throwing through the pitcher covering. That play goes 4-2-1.
Nicely done. Alex Gordon saying I can't buy a hit, but it was Tyler Austin. Watch the first baseman. Gets back to the bag in plenty of time. Now Gray was there, Fizz, but Austin called him off. Nicely done here. Took his time. He didn't panic. That's an important thing. Look at that. Athlete.
So I beg your pardon. Play goes 4-3. And the batter is Escobar with Dozier in scoring position. The Royals trying to break that goose egg they have on the scoreboard. Escobar went after it, pops it a mile high into shallow center field, called off by Hicks, and the catch is made. No advance by Dozier. Drew Butera was robbed of a hit on a fine play by Ronald Torreyes back in inning number 3 and flied out to center field in the 6th. Outside. Well, New York is 3-3 since that ridiculously hot stretch they went through when they won 17 of 18 games from April 21st through May 9th. And they were pitching extremely well. Their starting rotation began to come together, and they were averaging over 6 runs per game. And there's a line drive whistle down the left field line by Drew. They have won 7 consecutive series for the first time since 2011.
Well, Aaron Boone, he's doing a nice job. Obviously, your first time on the job.
Well, he received a lot of talent too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you know, Lou Piniella said it up here, and all the great managers I got to play for all said the same thing. You're only as good as your talent is. But still, he's made a few mistakes like you're going to in your first year, your first go around. But none of them have been any major gaffes. It's not easy. but he has people skills like his father.
I remember Sparky Anderson's comment. I managed 26 years. I went to 5 World Series. Does that mean I was stupid for 21 years? Nope. Those 5 years, I had the best talent.
That's exactly right. And Aaron will tell you the same thing. He was fortunate and thankfully they hired him.
Drew, meantime, has a 3-1 count. There is ball 4, and you just wonder if Sonny Gray might be tiring a little bit. He's at 87 pitches. This is by far his best outing of the year. And fans, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club.
Yeah, that Yankee bullpen's starting to stir just a little bit. Mike Harkey, bullpen coach, is out there trying to get the guys, get the tarp off here. Now let's see if we can get a little action up here.
Gray, though, meantime, has gone 5 complete games in his career.
Yeah, and he took a peek out there at the bullpen. Gray did. He knows exactly what's going on here. He'd like to be able to get an early count out.
There's a base hit up the middle by John Jay. Coming around is Hunter Dozier, and the shutout by Sonny Gray is no more.
That's right. Jay on the attack. He read the scouting report that says that Gray gives up a .457 opponent average on guys looking for the first pitch. And he'll take it. Look at that fastball right up over the middle there. Good little top spin. He's able to get it by the short step. Torres. And he slowed it down just enough so Hicks couldn't get a throw off to Dozier.
And this also means that Whit Merrifield may have one more chance to extend his hit streak to 13 straight games, because he will at least be able to get up in the 9th inning. Right now, we're hoping that Jorge Soler can solve Sonny Gray, who has gotten him twice on a strikeout and pop-up, and then hit him on the left side his last time up. Jorge has been guessing first pitch fastball and has not received one yet.
Fizz, that's the difficulty of trying to hit a baseball at this level. Lots of pitchers like to get the first fastball over they can to get strike 1 on you, because they don't have a lot of confidence in throwing their secondary pitches for strikes. That's the reason. So, and the fastball is straight as a string. You heard the great Lou Piniella talk about it. You can't be a big leaguer if you can't hit a fastball. And the breaking ball, you know, you pick your spots. You hope you hit him enough to stay up here. But Soler is doing a pretty good job so far this year. I'm impressed with what we're seeing. It's impossible to stay on the top of the mountain. It's just, it's a mental game that sometimes they get you, sometimes you get them.
Soler down in the count, 1-2.
But you have to stay strong. Only the mentally strong survive.
Gray feeding Soler a healthy dose of off-speed pitches, whether they've been curves, sliders, and changeups.
Yeah, and you see the wristband there on Romine. You see that that's a play calling or signal calling wristband. He lifts it up and it's got the plan on each particular hitter. It's on there, part of the modern game.
Gray strikes out Soler. The Royals done in the 8th. They do score a run on a couple of hits. 8-1 New York. Ford, going further so you can. And brought to you by National Car Rental. Go national. Go like a pro. Steve Physiak, Rex Sutherland, Joe Goldberg with you at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Jason Adam will take over for Brian Flynn, who worked 3 innings. Our Chevy call to the bullpen. Adam pitching in his 5th game. The young man out of Blue Valley Northwest has yet to allow a run.
Pretty sparkling numbers, Fizz. It's because he's got skills, no doubt. Hard, heavy fastball. Challenges hitters so far in his very short stint here in the big leagues. Got a nice breaking ball, curveball, and a changeup.
He is the 18th known player to play for the Royals after attending a KC area high school. And of course, there's a Yankee broadcaster, David Cohn. Went to Rockhurst.
Coney was Dave, fabulous.
And you would not believe what kind of quarterback and point guard he was.
Well, he's
Tremendous.
an athlete, no question about it. But he's really enjoying his broadcasting for the Yankees, the opportunity he has.
Dozier has it, and he'll take care of it. There's one down.
You know, it takes him some time. Now, I don't know how many years he's been doing it now, but it takes time to understand about being a color commentator and when to, how to. Fizz, you've done a great job breaking me in, but it's not easy. He said he's starting to get comfortable now. This is about his 3rd or 4th year. I mean, I'm still learning.
And there's a guy who was Sonny Gray size. He wasn't that tall, but boy, what a fastball, what tremendous command.
And you know, the hardest tool to scout, right? The heart.
Boy, he was a competitor.
Right. And so, you know, that comes out in you when you're out there competing. I had to face him.
And the same thing is true with a guy like Jason Adam, who has been through so much with the arm challenges, fighting his way. That's why a lot of our Royals fans just so proud of what Jason Adam has been through to make it to the major leagues.
And why Dayton Moore didn't give up on him, because of his heart. When you know a player's got that, or that it, you remember them, even, you know, when you've been injured and for a while. Once you recover, once you get back, people remember, and they'll give you another opportunity, especially if you're a good person too. That helps.
And he is that.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I've never had a player come up to me and say, hey, make sure you give this guy a lot of love, like Whitley. Whitley came up to me the first day he got to the big leagues. He said, Hud, make sure you give Adam a lot of love. I said, we will. Are you kidding me? He's worked hard.
I heard the same thing from our head athletic trainer, Nick Kenny. Said Jason Adam, quality young man. And here's a guy who did not pitch in both 2015 or 16 due to those elbow injuries. But he re-signed with Kansas City last August 18th after a brief stay in the Padres organization.
Good tell him. Nobody's getting a good piece of it. He's got good movement.
Well, we were watching him because he started the year at AA at Northwest Arkansas and did a great job there. They advanced him to AAA, and he had like a 1.8 ERA there and was touching 97 with his fastball, with his terrific hook. Tried to get that one on the inside corner, 1-2. Miguel Andujar is 2 for 4 in the game with a single and a triple. And he hits that one well to right center field. And it is gone. That's the first run that Jason Adam has given up this year. A home run by Miguel Andujar.
Nice level swing by Andujar. And at 97, that's plenty of power by Adam to supply that. With a good, easy level swing, he met it just right. And there's no shame. This is the big leagues. 94 was in the top part of the. Wasn't a mistake. Wasn't right down the middle. That's a heck of a swing by that kid Andujar. Yeah, what's that lady saying? That's a ball right there.
Wow.
Ball that was hit pretty hard.
Well, this New York Yankee team, they've been averaging almost 6 runs per game. They have now 66 home runs. And the Royals did not allow an extra base hit in their victory on Friday, 5-2. Since then, New York has 15 extra base hits and 8 of them home runs. 9-1 New York. Royals will go to St. Louis next. Kennedy, Hamill, and Junis will throw for the Royals. Fastball up. That'll be out of play, 3-2. That ball well struck. And Jay's not going to reach this one as it leaves the yard. 9 home runs their last 2 games.
Yankees not missing the fastball. Barreled. First of the year for Romine.
Ronald Torreyes jumps on this one, but John Jay will make the catch over his shoulder in left center field.
That's it. Mix in little Uncle Charlie.
Every Yankee has a hit with the exception of Aaron Judge and the guy at the plate, Gleyber Torres. They say Torres did not go. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. But 2 more home runs by New York. One by Andujar, one by Romine. 10-1 Yankees. Their catchers have been thumping the Royals the last 2 games as Romine has gone deep tonight. And then Sanchez went deep twice. Will the Royals begin their trip in St. Louis tomorrow night? Kennedy against Mikolas, then Hamill and Weaver on Tuesday, Junis and Waka on Wednesday. No rest for KC. They're taking on a good St. Louis ball club. The Royals in danger of losing for the 32nd time. Moustakas 1 for 3. That was a single back in the 7th.
Cole getting a chance to get some innings in here. Hadn't worked in quite a while. April 28th is the last time this young man has toed the slab. A.J. Cole, 90 to 96.
And Moustakas hits one high in the air and deep to right center. Under it is Aaron Hicks. He'll make the catch. And 1 down. Yeah, A.J. Cole basically coming up from the minor leagues because of the injuries suffered by Tommy Canely and Adam Warren.
I've got a little slider curve change to go with the fastball. See if Salvi can connect with one.
Cole brings it, and it is low, ball 1. AJ was acquired by the Yankees from Washington in exchange for cash considerations back on April 23rd. Slings a strike in there. 1-1. And he had to move around a little bit. Originally selected by Washington in the 4th round of the 2010 draft, then traded to Oakland on December 23rd, 2011, before being reacquired by Washington as part of a 3-team trade. Got it on the hands of Perez, and it's a 2-2 count. 10 runs on 14 hits by New York. 1 run on 4 hits for Kansas City.
Salvi's getting the pitch he wants, just pulling off of it a little. And it's because of the change of speeds on the pitch.
Tried to snap that slider on the inside corner. Now there is a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yankees will now move 3 infielders on the left side of the field. Leave the first baseman alone. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss, and down goes Perez. So still a chance for Whit Merrifield to extend his hit streak. Came in with a 12-game hit streak, but this afternoon, a pair of groundouts and a strikeout. Strike 1. Strike 2. New York looking to go 30-13. They came in tied with Boston for first place in the East. A big lead on the Tampa Bay Rays. New York an impressive 20-4 since April 21st. At one time they were right at 500, 9-9. Down goes Merrifield, down go the Royals. Yankees take 2 of the 3. Sonny Gray pitched the best game he has thrown this year, and New York's offense again rocked the Royals with 4 home runs, 2 by Tyler Austin, 1 by Andujar, and 1 by Romine. We'll be right back.